Family, Trojan family, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, I want to give you guys a reminder. I'm away from my desk, but I want to give you guys a reminder. Tomorrow, we will be having a special guest, John Jackson, legendary receiver, legendary broadcaster, local area. Love this guy. And look, he will be on the show tomorrow. Him and Jaywalk and myself, we will be interviewing, talking with John Jackson, all things USC football tomorrow, approximately 9 a.m. in the morning. That's West Coast. 12 p.m. East Coast time. So look, you guys make sure you guys tap in with us. We will be interviewing John Jackson and just talking with him all things USC football. So we want to get into Duce Robinson. There's a couple things I want to share about this weekend as well that's happening with Duce Robinson. But Duce Robinson, you guys already know, everybody's comparing him. There's so many people so many receivers, so many slash receivers tight ends, whether it's Aaron Hernandez that played at Florida, whether it's guys that play for USC, like a Dwayne Jarrett. But, you know, most people, they ask me, they say, Jay, who does he remind you of? Who does he remind you of when you're talking about a former USC guy? I got three guys that I want to talk about that I think he reminds me of, that he was very explosive. I think the way the USC will utilize him, he is not, let's just get this clear, he is not the traditional tight end that everybody thinks he is. He is a receiver in the tight end's body, a receiver that's can play slash tight end. He can be the Aaron Hernandez type because he's so physically imposing. Standing at 6'6", 225 pounds, 230 pounds. Duce Robinson is already physically imposing. And the guys that I'm actually going to show you, we thought that they were massive guys while they were here in college at USC. But, I mean, he's even that much bigger. And then when he clocks in I think he clocked in at 21 miles an hour. I mean, that's just crazy. Somebody like Duce Robinson able to run like that, man, you know, already. So he's already fast. He's already big. He's already strong. He really doesn't have to do much as far as, he could just touch the waist just a little bit. He'll blow up to, 235 if you just barely touching it. And so, look, I'm going to compare some guys that I think that he could possibly pattern himself at from USC. And you couple that with some guys that were away from USC, like I stated, Aaron Hernandez, I really think he could be used like that. But let's take a look at some USC greats that some threw out there and some that I think as well that are going to be, kind of like Duce Robinson. Look, the first one is going to be, this is an automatic. This is a given. This is a no-brainer. It's going to be Drake London. He stood at 6'5", 215 pounds. He was already, I remember doing one practice. I remember standing next to him just looking at, and he was a freshman. He was coming in, he was visiting during the spring practice. I was on the sideline, and I can remember just looking at him, and I remember watching his tape in high school, and he just came to visit because he was going to be there in the fall. And I remember standing next to him and just looking at how physically imposing he was already. And to me, Duce Robinson really reminds me of a lot of this guy. Just how big he is. And you guys remember, Drake London could just literally throw himself up there in the air, throw his body up in the air, and it would be straight up go time, man. It would be on and popping, on and cracking. There's nothing nobody could do about it because his body was so big. And Duce Robinson, just like Drake London was a basketball player, so he know how to just put his body up there in the air, man, and get up there. You can just throw it up there. He'll go up there and grab it. And he had great hands. Duce Robinson is the same way. And Drake London, you guys already know, when he finished out, he got hurt. He was on pace to actually win the Biletnikoff Award. Remember, you guys, he had 1,058 yards, something like that. And that was only through 7 games. And he didn't even get a chance to really finish the season. So Drake London would have probably won that award if he would have continued all throughout the season, because he was on pace to possibly have like 1,800 yards. I think Addison, when he won the award, had 1,500 yards, somewhere around there. But if it's one guy that Duce really reminds me of, it's going to be Drake London. And here, the next guy is going to be Dwayne Jarrett. He's 6'5". He was 208, 210 pounds at USC. Look, he gave people absolute fits. I think he played about 5 years in Carolina Panthers, if I'm not mistaken. But this guy was just a problem, man. He was a problem on the field. He knew how to shield that body. He came up big. You guys remember, I think Jaywalk talked about this game. He came up big for USC in the Notre Dame game. I mean, he was just clutch, had a crazy clutch catch. But the way he shielded his body, he was unbelievable. Came in and you could see he was physically imposing, and he's going to be the next guy I compare to a guy like Duce Robinson. You could, like I said, you could use Duce inside, you could use him outside. However, Lincoln chooses to use him. USC will use Duce Robinson in a way that's just unbelievable. The next guy, it's going to be Mike Williams. Mike Williams, you guys know, was an absolute physically imposing guy. I mean, he was absolutely ridiculous, standing at 6'5" himself. What he came in and did as a freshman was absolutely absurd. And man, Mike was just he was just an overpowering guy, man. He was one of those, man. I wish he could have stayed at USC longer than what he did, because that guy right there, he was a terror. Nobody wanted to stick him. Nobody could guard him. I mean, he was just so strong, and he was bigger. Out of all the guys, I think he was the biggest one, and maybe possibly Duce Robinson can be the most comparable. Possibly can be a guy like Mike Williams because he was so thick in the body. But like I say, Drake London is right there, and Dwayne Jarrett as well. I got one more for you that we want to put out there. USC just shows you the great USC receivers that they've had, the history that they've had with wide receivers. And the last one's going to be, you already know, there's no way I could have left him out. Standing at 6'4", 211 pounds, Keyshawn Johnson, big time receiver. When I think of wide receivers at USC, automatically, I guess because me growing up in the 90s, I mean, Keyshawn Johnson was that dude. He was that dude. Not only that, Keyshawn Johnson was the #1 pick overall for wide receiver coming out of USC. Keyshawn was straight up go time with him, man. They could not stop him. He go up the middle. I mean, even when he got with Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man, he was a baller. Keyshawn was just, and then of course you guys know he had a real successful career, even as being a football analyst on ESPN, man. But Keyshawn is the guy. When I think of Duce Robinson, I think of them possibly utilizing. And here's the thing, Duce Robinson, I think, is faster than all these guys, coming in at 21 miles an hour. But, you know, these guys are Hall of Fame type guys, man. These guys are legendary type guys that put up the numbers, put up the stats. And can Duce Robinson put up the same stats and have that same impact as a guy like Keyshawn, as all these guys? They've all paid their dues. So that's the question. Who does he remind us? Who does Duce Robinson remind us of? Each one of these guys. Can he put up these stats? It's yet to be seen. So look, man, you guys hit me in the comments. I got one more note on Duce Robinson that I want to talk about, and we'll shut it down. Also, the last thing we'll share with you about Duce Robinson, just a reminder for the fans. I actually forgot about it myself. MLB draft is this weekend. Duce is expected to get picked up this weekend. So let's just keep our fingers crossed. Let's see exactly where this goes, man. This is it's going to be a big weekend. You guys know he's a big time baseball player, loves baseball, and so we wish him success whatever he does. But we think that he's going to still continue to play football, and the MLB draft is this weekend. And I seen that up on Twitter yesterday. Somebody put that up, and I totally dropped the ball. Kind of forgot about that, man. So look, you guys hit me in the comments. You guys let me know what you think. Drop it in the comments section. Who do you think Duce Robinson is most likely to play like and be like, and pattern his game after like, or will he be his own player? Hit me in the comments. Let me know. Look, until later on, everybody stay blessed. Make sure you get up, get out, and make some things happen. Until later on, fight on, fight on, fight on.